Hello, we are starting on page 2, Introduction to Fractions and Mixed Numbers. So fractions are numbers that we use to refer to parts of a whole. Whether I have this circle shaded, 6 equal pieces with 2 shaded, or 2/6, or a rectangle, those all mean the same thing. Those all mean 2/6. The denominator is the bottom number, which is the number of equal parts, and that equal is very important. Equal parts that make up the whole, and the denominator cannot be 0. Never be 0. We can't divide by 0. The numerator is the top number, and that is the number of equal parts you are considering. This can be 0. You could say, I have 6 pieces and I don't want any of them. That's okay. We have a couple types of fractions. The first is called a proper fraction, and that's a fraction that's greater than 0 but less than 1. That means the numerator is between 0 and the denominator. Look at a couple examples. So let's do 2/3. That's proper fractions because 2 is between 0 and 3. Let's do 5/13. And notice that something like 4/8, that's still proper. You might look at that and kind of cringe because it's not reduced, it's not simplified. Doesn't matter, it's still proper. An improper fraction is greater than or equal to 1, meaning the numerator is at least as big as the denominator. Now, they're called improper. That may make you think that they're not as good. There's nothing wrong with improper fractions. It's just kind of a terminology that I don't particularly agree with. So let's go back to blue. We have 7/7. We have 15/4. 25/5. All of those are improper fractions because the numerator is at least as big as the denominator. We also have mixed numbers. So a mixed number is a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. Not just any fraction, but a proper fraction. We can imagine a plus sign, it's an addition sign, in between the whole number and the fraction. It's basically saying 2.5, that's 2 plus 1/2. The whole number tells you how many whole items you have, and the fraction describes the part of the incomplete item. So some examples are 2.5, 5 4/8. Again, that can be simplified. Doesn't matter, it's still proper. And 16 2/5. Some non-examples. This is not a properly written mixed number. And I encourage you to take just a moment, think about why. And you notice that that's not proper, that's improper. 6 without any fraction, that's not a mixed number. And 1/2 without any whole number is not a mixed number. It has to have both components, the whole number and the fraction. And that is it for page 2.